Good evening. My name is Kelly Olmstead, and I'm the president of the Ramsey County Bar Foundation. The Bar Foundation is the charitable arm of our Ramsey County Bar Association. It provides grants to law-related charitable organizations that provide services to the neediest in our community. The money we raise for the foundation allows Smurl's lawyers to help low-income families stay in safe housing in St. Paul. It allows Children's Law Center attorneys to represent children in foster care. And it supports Tubman, providing emergency legal services to families that are escaping domestic violence. I could give examples from many more organizations and thousands more people that the foundation has helped. But instead, I'd like you to hear directly from some of them and how your donations have changed their lives.
The reason why Children's Law Center got involved in my case is because I was being abused by my stepfather in different ways, and charges were being pressed against him. I needed so much help in different ways, like bringing up my concerns, questions, and everything. And I didn't know how to go about doing that. And luckily enough, Children's Law Center gave me Sarah, who was like a guardian angel because you didn't really know where she came from, but she was there and fighting like a crusader. To have an attorney when all of my court proceedings was going on, it felt nice because sometimes I was too anxious and I did not want to show up, and I knew Sarah would be my warrior. She would be there to represent actually what I wanted, what I desired, and not put words in my mouth. There's a sense of gratitude you feel for people who are willing to give a portion of their time to help you. Without an attorney, I believe my case would be a lot harder because I would not have been able to bring up my concerns about my placement or concerns about my sister's placement, or even get the things I needed, like just my own clothes. I mean, you can always go shopping for clothes, but there's some clothing that you're like, that's my favorite, I want it. And I got one of my teddy bears that is one of my favorites. After aging out of foster care, I graduated from Oxford College with a major in biology and a minor in Spanish studies. Since graduating from Oxford, I have been employed in the medical fields, and I am now pursuing a career as a Spanish interpreter to give back to the community. I would like to say thank you to those donating to help others get through difficult situations such as mine.
My name is Laura Orr. I'm an attorney with Southern Minnesota Regional Legal Services. I represented Mr. Hassan Samatar. Mr. Hassan Samatar had received a notice of termination of his housing subsidy. He is a low-income individual, so a termination of a housing subsidy that helps him afford rent necessarily put him at risk of eviction and losing his housing. He first visited our office with concerns about whether his appeal of the termination of the subsidy would even be accepted. The agency that processes appeals for the termination of a housing subsidy would not process Mr. Samatar's request for a hearing because he was not considered the head of household. Mr. Samatar had been living with a niece who had experienced an acute mental health event. She had been considered the head of household, and the household subsidy was terminated because she had not followed through with appropriate reporting procedures when she left the household for treatment of her mental health event. Mr. Samatar contacted our office when the agency was refusing to accept his appeal and refusing to keep benefits in place pending that appeal. Our office argued that his niece had been under disability at the time when reporting procedures had not been met, and argued that to accommodate that disability, the agency needed to allow the subsidy and benefits to remain in place. The agency ultimately accepted a request to transfer the head of household status to Mr. Samatar, and Mr. Samatar remains housed today thanks to the continuing presence of his subsidy.
sidaasoo Laura gurigii markii gacantanada uu ka bixi lahaa si Laurana noo hadashay waxay la hadashay qolada Section 8 guriga waa soo ogolaadeen marka guriga hadda gacantanadu ku jiraa waana ku mahadsan tahay Laura organization-kan ay u shaqayso in la caawiyo oo wax loo taro oo ay wax la siiyo si ay u caawiyaan dadka anigoo kale.
Mr. Samatar was able to remain housed because he had help in a time of need from Southern Minnesota Regional Legal Services. Your support through donations allows organizations like ours continue to help clients in need.
Thank you so much for coming tonight and supporting the foundation and all of the organizations it serves. I hope you keep the stories you've heard in mind as you decide how much you can give to help the neediest among us.